Okay, now keep in mind that these broken wing butterflies, for those people who understand time spreads real well, you'll know that time spreads make the most amount of money when they're at the money. You want the stock to be at the exact same place as the strike prices of the time spread you purchased. They are also worth the most or more as time approaches expiration. So if you go up to, say, Apple right now, put on the 225 call time spread, you want the stock to get to 225. Once the stock gets to 225, that spread's going to be worth the most it'll ever be worth that day. The only way that spread's going to make more money going forward is as time approaches expiration. And the broken wing butterflies work very, very similar in mentality to the time spread. But let's go over this time erosion thing again. What we have here is two different normal distribution curves. The larger one, we'll call it 1 month out. The smaller one is 1 week out. This is the same broken wing butterfly position we have on. We haven't changed anything. The only thing that's changed is time to expiration. So if we look at the mean, the top of the normal distribution curve, the Gaussian curve, the bell curve, whatever you want to call it, let's call that the strike we're buying. Now as we move to the left, you'll see 3 vertical lines. The middle one is the strike of the broken wing butterfly we're selling. And then, because we're retail traders, we got to go out and buy the tail. We can't just leave the ratio spread on. The tail we're buying is very, very tiny. Okay? We're just buying it so that we have control over our risk in case of a disaster and to satisfy margin requirements. Now, what you'll see here is real simple. Over the course of a month, the option or 3 weeks, excuse me, the option we bought at the center of this graph falls. Now we bought this option and time is eroding, so we're losing money on the option. We're assuming that the stock is not moved at all. We have lost money on the option we bought, which typically would give us a feeling of ennui or just dissatisfaction that we were wrong. But look at over here at the center line, the middle line, the sell put strike. The option we sold has also lost money. As a matter of fact, it's lost almost as much as the option we bought, but we sold 2 of these options. So we are actually making money because we sold it and we can buy it back cheaper, and we sold twice as many. Now, here's an important point. Look where that red arrow is. You'll see that there's almost no time value left in the broken wing or in that strike option. Yet, the option we bought still has time value, and we can sell that option out and recoup that time value that's still in that spread. So that's the key to how these things work from a graphical representation, is the options we sold go to almost nothing, but yet the option we bought still has some time value left in it that can be sold and recouped. And I'm going to show you a real example using real options. I'm going to do it, as a matter of fact, I'm going to show you, because we often get, at Random Walk, we often get a bunch of people calling in. You know, we get the tire kickers calling in, or the people from Missouri often call in, you know, saying, I don't believe it, show it to me. Or, and what about, but what happens if volatility was really high? So I'm going to give you an example of really high volatility. I'm going to show you an example of really low volatility. Okay, the first example I'm going to show you is January 20th of 2009. Okay, everyone knows that, you know, there was some decent volatility still going on back then. And then I'm going to show you a more recent example of a spread from last week. Okay, now what I did is I took two different time periods, roughly a month apart. On the second example, and this one, it's a couple months apart, but I made sure that the options cash value, the underlying cash value, was approximately the same between the two time periods. Now, if the cash value is the same and the volatility is the same, the only thing that's really changed is time. So what I tried to do is isolate time so that you can see how over time this position makes money. What you'll see is on January 20th, 2009, we can go out and buy the 380 put for $35.90. We can sell twice as many 360 puts at $27.80, which 2780 times 2 is $55.60. And we're selling them, so we're taking money in, and we buy one of the 330 puts for $18.60. Now that comes out to be a $1.10 credit. Okay, in other words, we could put this butterfly on, this broken wing butterfly on, for a $1.10 credit. Now we go out to March 24th. You'll see that the cash value here is $381.21. So it's within 10 cents, 11 cents of the January 20th closing. It doesn't get much closer than that in terms of cash values being equivalent. We'll see that that same option that we bought for $35.90 is now down to $14.90. Okay, but the 360 puts we sold at $27.80 are down to $7.60, but because there's two of them, it's worth $15.20. And the 330 put that we bought for $18.60 has lost, has lost $16. And because we own it, it's still a debit, but the spread has now gone to a $2.30 debit. Now, what does that mean? If we bought the spread for a $1.10 credit in January 20th, and then on March 24th, we look at the trade, and we see it's a $2.30 debit, have we made or lost money? Well, what we have to do is back ourselves up a little bit and ask ourselves a simple question. If I didn't own the broken wing butterfly on March 24th and I wanted to buy it, what could I put it on for? Here it would cost me $2.30 to buy it right now. So if I wanted to buy it, I'd have to go out and pay a $2.30 debit. But because I already own it, I can sell it and receive a $2.30 credit. So I put the butterfly on for a $1.10 credit, and now I can take it off for a $2.30 credit. I ended up making $3.40. At the bottom it says $3.30 profit was made due to time. That has to do with the limited math capabilities of me. I just caught that. The great thing about not knowing math, like me, I do make mistakes just like everyone else. I made a mistake creating these slides. I apologize. It should be a $3.40 profit, but I guess if I was really good at math, I'd be teaching in high school making a fortune.